Hi everyone, it's Ayesha here from godfm and I want to talk about CERN today. Today is the 4th of July 2026 and it's a Saturday, God's Sabbath day. Praise the Lord. So, I heard that CERN got switched off and I thought, oh, that's interesting. CERN. I actually think that everything that we have today as a problem stems from CERN. I believe the Mandela effect is a result of CERN. I believe that whatever CERN is, they've been doing it for a lot longer than they've told us. If you look at the CERN logo, it's 3 sixes. 666. So this is your beast opening the abyss, I think. Anyway, I decided to go and have a look and try and find out when CERN is recognized as commencing operations. And I thought, well, I'll go online and just check. And so I asked Google, CERN's Large Hadron Collider, LHC, the collider you mean, first started operating like this. First beams circulated on the 10th of September 2008. First proton collisions with experiments 2009. The LHC, which is the CERN, first successful proton collision period was in this time, 2009. It has been shut down for long shutdowns, upgrade periods before, including the long shutdown 1, which is LS1, shut down 13th of February 2013, and long shutdown 2, LS2, started on the 10th of December 2018 and ended in April 2022. I was thinking, this is interesting because in 2015 I was hacked and stalked, and I became a targeted individual then. But it only went on for 9 months. And then I was hacked again in 2023, and it's been going on for 3 years, and stalked, and all sorts of horrible things. Like, it's almost like the world of the dead has decided to come and chase me down because they've opened the abyss and tried to sort of come after me and change my reality, my timelines. So my daughter and I were talking today about our reality. And I think that our reality is just as we think it is. So you think, and you think with your mind, and your pineal switches on this back end behind your eyes. And this is your reality sort of construct. And it projects your reality through your eyes. So, what if we are in a type of matrix, a Sims, if you like, and then CERN has been used to activate the world of the dead as a grid system, and they've been building it. And this incorporates people, the NPCs maybe, because of the resets before. We know there's some not so real people as well. But time has also sped up. I've actually found time disappears, just sometimes days and hours. And I've also had glitches in my reality, where I've seen things happen twice, or I've had 2 pieces of the same paper appear that were posted to me by the council. Only one piece was posted to me, but 2 appeared in the office. I've had 2 jackets that are the same. Oh yes, just recently, I had one of those things that plug into the iPhone so you can put a phone jack into it. And I had one from when I first bought the phone. I never bought another one, but now I've got 2, right? I always keep it in the same place. So, but I changed the place. I put it in my purse instead. And then I went to the same place where I used to keep it, and it was there as well. I'm just like, oh, now I've got 2. So to me, that's proof that this reality is just a construct that you either participate in or you don't. It's a bit like trying to understand that reality isn't really reality. Your dream state is also a reality that is just as real as this reality. It's very interesting. And the Bible tells me that at this time, the end times, that they will mix iron with clay, but it won't cleave. And it'll take place on the wing of the temple. And this is where the wing gets broken, if you like. And this is also your arm, because we are the temple of God. And so maybe, when Jacob had this encounter with God, he slept at a place called Peniel. And he battled with God. And he had this big battle. And then he was renamed Israel, because his pineal had been opened. And so, in Solomon's story, we're told that Solomon built this temple for the Lord. But he was corrupted, Solomon, because he was given this wisdom. You know how some people are so intelligent that they actually become a little bit crazy? So I sometimes think about Solomon. I think, did Solomon go a little bit, So he started to explore other religions. He didn't listen to God. God told him not to have lots of different wives from different religions. And that's what he did. He actually, I think he had 1,000 concubines and 500 wives, or the other way around. It's just so ridiculous. I mean, you wouldn't be able to sleep with each one in the year. Just, did he recycle them every year? It's your turn next year. You'll get to sleep with Solomon next year. No, 3 years' time. We've got 1,500. There's only 365 days in a year. So I suppose it'll be years of 5-year rounds. You can't sleep with him this year. You had your go last year, so you'll have to wait 5 years to sleep with him, dear. Yeah, so disgusting, isn't it, when you think that the union between a man and a woman is so sacred? I think so, anyway. And in the Bible, it tells me that a man and a woman become one. And I just would hate to sleep with someone that slept with 1,500 people before you got to me. Just don't know where that came from, but I find it repulsive. But anyway, gross. Yuck, isn't it? Anyway, back to it. Solomon was given all this wisdom, and he was really blessed by the Lord, because he asked the Lord for wisdom so he could judge the nations and be fair to the people. And God really liked that. So he gave him not just wisdom, but he became the richest most knowledgeable ruler that ever existed on this earth. With those assets combined, obviously Jesus was much more knowledgeable, but Jesus didn't have any money. That's the difference. So, like, he didn't have the gold and all that, right? But so I think to myself about Solomon, and whether this is like a physical representation of this temple, and now the temple is us. And so the devil's agenda is to destroy us and to destroy our temple. And the way he would do that, because it's our body now, is to defile it. And I was saying to my daughter about it, wouldn't it be interesting to think that the reset that they did in 1776, which was 753, which then became 1886, because they messed around with the years, was all about pineal glands opening. Because if you look back, you'll see that we had technology before. We had phones and things. And we also had masks. Everyone was told to wear masks. They said this was the Spanish flu. Remember that? Okay. And it was a real problem. But I think that what they've done is they just do resets every few hundred years, or every 100 years. And there is a book, an Egyptian Bible, which I read. I didn't read it all. I didn't really read it. I just scanned it very briefly. And that goes on about a reset, and also a power that they had created using fire and transporting energy from one place to the other. Very interesting. They had a device that they would use. I think we've got so many bits of technology lying around the world. Then if you look at the earth, it's like a grid, but it's also like a circuit board. And you look at all the tunnels, and they aren't sewers, they were a transport system. And you just think, wow, I really wish I knew the truth about everything, you know. I know you guys who are listening to me, you also want to know. I wish I had all the answers, but I don't. But I can tell you that in the Bible, John, is it 1 John 2 or 2 John 1? 2 John 1. John writes to the lady, and he says to her that when she knows the truth, she'll realize that she always knew the truth. And I believe that. And what I think that means is that every bit of knowledge is encoded into our blood. Our blood is like a circuit board. And we are conductors. We are electric beings. And we connect to the earth like a circuit board, a natural circuit board, yeah? Because if you think about it, the trees are like veins. They connect through their roots, and their branches are like arms. And they've got like little veins on their leaves. And they're really beautiful. And animals too. How we've all got heartbeats. How we all resonate with the earth. How salt water makes all the difference. And Jesus says, if you lose your saltiness, you're only good for the rubbish heap. And I've noticed that people who are unwell, it's because they're lacking salt. First thing they do when you're unwell, dying, is they put saline into your body, which is salt, basically. So, this seems to be what gives us life, salt. Isn't it interesting? that salt isn't more valuable than it is when you think about how valuable it is to us. Everything around the sea grows. But anyway, I digress. Clocks. So anyway, I found with all of this stuff going on, time would change. And sometimes I get funny noises around the house, and I found that the noises would move if I moved the clocks around. So I thought, well, this is all controlled through time. So with the hacking on the phones, I thought, well, I wonder what would happen if I put myself in a really hot place like the Seychelles. And then I noticed that it got warmer at the house. Am I crazy? I think so. You should try it. It's really interesting. Anyway, we're having a massive heat wave in England. And I think it's because my phone thinks it's in the Seychelles. One of them does, anyway. I don't know. But I've told you about how this internet is actually Ethernet. And that we're connected to the earth, which is its own control grid, its own circuit board, its own energy. And there was a story that I was watching, and I'll try and tell you about it. Okay, so this man built a pyramid, and inside the pyramid he had steps so he could climb up to the top. And when he got to the top, he dangled a piece of string down to the bottom from the top. Then when he got to the bottom, he touched the string. And I think he'd done some other things as well, but I can't remember. I think it was a crystal and a magnet at the bottom. And he touched this piece of string and he went flying like 20 foot across the room. And he said he didn't actually understand why that happened. And I don't know either, but I can tell you that today I was watching a video on TikTok and there was a glass on a surface, piece of glass, and someone touched it with a wire and this piece of glass just vanished. So frequency and sound and energy and light all carry their own resonance and they can affect our reality. And if reality can be changed and bent and transformed, then CERN, which is the whole purpose of this broadcast today, can do that as well. They're doing beams of light, emitting frequencies, and basically the way I understand it is that they're trying to break particles and the fabric of time and space and matter with this cauldron generator. And I don't think they know what they're doing, do you? Anyway, this kind of thing could really, really mess with everything. But I think they know that. But again, I ask, who gave them consent? Who consented? I didn't. Did you consent? Because also, these data farms that they're building, this is all connected to CERN. And the 5G. It's connected with the lights, the circuit board, the grid. This grid, which they're about to lock down, it is like the Hunger Games. And in England, we have a district now. We do. Just like the movie. Where you can't go in and out more than so many times a year. And visitors also cannot come in more than so many times. And basically, if you lived outside Oxford and you worked in Oxford, you wouldn't be able to go into Oxford to work there anymore. without getting fined. And this is all embedded into the social credit system. But the social credit system is basically taking away physical things and putting it into a non-reality. And this is why I'm talking about the pineal. Because they are creating a different reality which isn't real. And they're taking us out of what's real and true into a non-real. But if you tell a lie enough times, then people believe that lie. So this is what's happened. People have started to believe the lies. If you control the narrative, you see, of what is being told to the people, then those people are going to believe it because everybody's talking about it. And it's like a gossip. A gossip can gossip about you and go around and spread rumors. And those people will believe the rumors because maybe there's a few people who are going around saying the same thing. And they go, well, so-and-so said it, and so said it, so it must be true. And I've noticed the attack on me is like that. It's like several lies being told repeatedly, and those people believe the lies. So they then have their own opinion on somebody they don't know. But they dislike that person because they've heard some rumors. And this is the sort of Nazi, communism, mind snatch, takeover that I witnessed in 1984 film. If you watched it, it's like groupthink, and that 2 + 2 = 5, and that they could change the story narrative, and they would change history by just printing off a little slip of paper, and then that would go into the machine, and then everybody would repeat that story. And now that was the history, but it wasn't really. It's what they said it was. And I've noticed that our world is becoming like this, 1984, where even if you think about it, it's like Chinese whispers. They've been able to affect the opinions of people by doing Chinese whispers. This is run through our governments and local offices and through the police as well as the hospitals. Then the neighbours who all partake in this supporting their reality. It's like my reality is competing with their reality. Back to what I was saying with my daughter. It's like I've detached myself from their reality. And I remember in school, I didn't like school. So I kind of just detached myself. I was there, but I wasn't. And I didn't like school. I didn't like the people. I didn't like the whole Hitler state, the controlling what I think. I thought it was all lies anyway. And I didn't believe them. And I thought it was like prison. It was horrible. And then I grew up and I left school early because I didn't like it. And now I'm 51. And now I've gone back to that. It's like when I was a child. I've rejected what the world is again. And I'm going, I don't like it. It's not what I want. Because I think I detached myself. And I also wonder now if this MK Ultra control over the people is through CERN and the Bluetooth and the injections and the spraying and the nano in the water, the Wi-Fi, the smart technology, which is basically a competition, because you're electrical and you're a conductor. But have you noticed, if you go to a concert, there can only be really one conductor. Otherwise everyone will be confused about what part of the music they're meant to be playing. And this is like a piece of music. So we've got a new conductor that has taken charge of the music, of our reality, the vibrations and the frequencies, which have an impact on the way you perceive reality, like your eyes. When you breathe, that stuff that goes in your nose goes behind your pineal to the reality button, if you like. It's like a projector. So I think I stepped out of it, and I think I've been living in my own world for a while. That's what I think. Maybe that's why people say I'm crazy. And maybe that's why when I became targeted in 2023, I thought, what on earth happened? Maybe I just had been walking slightly off this reality. So when it hit me, it was like a smack in the face, because I haven't really been participating in this matrix. I've been self-sufficient, independent, free-thinking, and I've been happy. Or at least I used to be happy. Because it didn't really matter what was going on in the world. I detached myself from it. I still had to exist in this world. I had to function as a business owner and earn a living. But that's about as far as it went. And then I'd go around in my car with the music full blast and forget. And I wonder if that's this case for other targeted individuals. Maybe something happened with CERN, so that when we landed back into this reality away from our sort of happy place that we created, it was like a real smack in the face. It was a horrible landing. We didn't have a soft landing. But we're first of many. The others will wake up. So, the reason I'm saying this is because it is like a Sims game. It is like Pokemon. There was a man who had the injection, and he was partially dyslexic. Anyway, next time his family saw him, he was in hospital with bandages all around his head. And he wasn't the same anymore. It's like he was possessed by millions of demons. And he was speaking, and it was with weird voices. And he was saying that he'd died 30,000 times, and that they'd been trying to get back in God's favor and destroy the devil's Ferrari and house and stuff. And he'd been to Japan. They were at the Japan stadium, and it was Monica, which apparently is a construct of Microsoft Word. It's a program, but no one knows about it yet. Anyway, and he was going on about Pokemon, and he's going, oh, Pokemon. When I was tidying up my house, I found a kid's drawing from a colouring in book of Pokemon. And then I started to think, someone's left that I think Pokemon is like witchcraft, actually. And if you notice, AI used Pokemon to map us all out. To map out who you are, your phone, to link the phone to AI, to your reality, to where you live. The phone then connected up with the main server of CERN, and it built a framework that it could connect to be able to sabotage, manipulate, and change your time and your reality. That's why Pokemon was created. It's a witchcraft thing. That's what I think. I sometimes wonder. I'm a very private person. But these gang stalkers, when they want you to know that they're stalking you, they repeat conversations that only you should know about. Like sometimes I just talk to myself or God, or maybe to my daughter on the phone. And then I'm thinking, well, these things are listening and watching us. Our TVs have all got cameras watching us. But back to the time thing, sorry, I keep going off. Now, I've just bought loads of clocks, so they can't change my reality again. Because I've had it before where I've had one or two clocks, one clock, and my phone. Now I found that the actual clock that was in the house kept becoming wrong time. So I thought, but it's plugged in. So I thought, well, maybe it's connected with a grid so they can control the time on it. I tried to change the time and apparently I had to download an app to connect it to the home app, to go onto it, to change the time, which confirms my suspicions that your phones are all part of that system. And they are also connected with the fire alarms, and they're connected with your banking. They're connected with your batteries. And they are also wireless electricity, wireless communication, Ethernet. The Ethernet is our power. That's the way I understand it. It's the fifth element that completes us and connects us to the earth and to God. And they robbed us of it. This is why we're only using 2% of our brain. The rest of the brain is obsolete and out of action because they switched it off. And this is back to what I was saying, that I think we need to open the pineal gland. We need to open the pineal. We need to start practicing trying to move glass objects, move a lighter, move a pen with our minds, communicate with the animals, start teaching your animals. Like when I talk to my cat, I always go, "Oh, hi, Gary." I say, "You're a good boy. And would you like a treat?" I go, "This is a treat." Treat. He's like, oh, now when he hears the word treat, he loves the word, because he goes, "Oh, well, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a treat." And so I've tried to teach him about different things as well. This is a fridge. Fridge, Gary, Don't know. I think we're all waking up together. I hope so. And I believe our blood contains all the knowledge. And hopefully it'll switch on. But do we need to try and activate it? I think we do. And we don't want any alien weird things in us. So I pray now, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, on the Lord's most precious day of the week, where the Lord really answers prayers. Lord, will you hear me, please? It's Ayesha. I'm calling for us all to wake up. Can you open our pineal gland, please, I pray, could you please give us all of our superpowers that we are meant to have? Could you activate us, Lord? Could you please give us all the supernatural abilities? Those of us you know who are ready, give us the understanding of how to use it. Please, Lord, I pray. I think we all need it right now. I pray for divine protection and peace and joy and happiness for all of God's children. I pray that the light of Christ will shine through you wherever you go, and that the demons will be so petrified they'll run away. I pray that you'll feel the presence of Christ, holding your hand, walking with you, holding you close. May you know the love of the Lord, that we're not alone. We're united together through Christ and love. I pray this Spirit of God will not just awaken, but really revitalize and activate the ether and the earth and in us, that all of the connections that have been robbed in our brain, that every part of our brain will come alive and wake up, and that we will fully understand and have full recollection of our past. I pray now, Lord, for divine protection. May it be, my Lord, that if any of the enemies come against the children of God, that it be like coming against you, against Jesus, and that we will command them to go, and they will be frightened and go. I pray that none of us will have any fear. We'll all have regained faith and strength and authority, supernatural authority and power in the Word of God. Where we lack knowledge, I pray for knowledge, that supernaturally the knowledge will be given to us, the understanding, the knowing, the full comprehension, like Jesus had. And when we speak, it will be as if Jesus Christ himself was speaking. The words coming out of our mouths will be as if Christ was speaking for us. I pray, if there's any nano in you or trying to enter your home, I command it to leave. I ask the Lord to restore your body to its full resonance and strength and power. Today, not tomorrow, right now, this very second, in this time, space, realm and matter, in your reality. That our reality supersedes and takes prominence over any other reality, time, space, realm or matter. The realm of the real, as in the truth and the light and the life of Jesus. Since they have tried to rob us of everything, they cannot rob us of our truth and our reality. So let our reality have more power than it's ever had before to change the world for a better place, full of love and happiness. I pray that the world will change and become what the Bible tells us it will, where we'll be friends with the animals and we won't be frightened of the darkness, and we'll be all happy, united, like a big family. Won't that be nice? And no greed, no jealousy, no hatred, but just love. That's what I pray for. For all of my brothers and sisters, if you've been praying to God and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, then I pray for victory for you for today. Ultimate victory forever. That you won't have to pray for that same prayer anymore. Now, people will come to you and ask you to pray for them. That's what I pray. I want the Lord to make it so that all the children of God are recognized. People will know us by our actions and our communication with the Lord, through the power of God that runs through our veins, since we are children of the Most High God. May it give the Lord glory that I pray this prayer today. And I pray that everyone in the whole world will know who God is and how amazing He is. So yes, which brings me to my next thing. Thank you, Lord. Is that I want you to try and give yourself a pat on the back if you're targeted. But also, I want you to realize that you're not here just by accident. And all the things that you've gone through, it's natural to feel tired and overwhelmed. So I want you to really just pamper yourself and love yourself. Put some nice music on, run a bath or a shower, and just really treat yourself to really nice food. When you want to go and get a takeaway, I pray that you will think to yourself, no, I won't buy a takeaway. I'm going to go and buy some nice food from the supermarket, and I'm going to cook something really nice. That's what I do. I think, oh, that takeaway would have been £15. I'll go and get some nice stuff, and I'll make it myself for less than £15, and it'd be more delicious. So, I pray that the whole thing with the Holdren corridor thing, CERN, being switched off, will stay off, and our reality would take a precedent, as if our version of CERN was switched on for us to connect to God. May you dream dreams, may you hear the voice of the Lord, may you get visions, may you have understanding, may you have supernatural wisdom, knowledge, peace, joy, happiness, abundance, lots of money, lots of success, happiness. Wherever you go, may God give you favor in everything you do, everything you say. May He give you divine intelligence, that if there's a problem to be solved, people will search you down. Say, can you help us with this? Because we don't know what to do. That's what I pray for you all. I hope you're having an amazing day. It's Ayesha from godfm, and I want you to know that I love you, and so does the Lord. If you want to find me, you can find me on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Chrome, YouTube, Apple, X, as well as TikTok and Telegram as godfm News, godfm New, godfm Radio, and godfm Group, and godfm Media. Alright. Have a great day, everyone. It's Ayesha from godfm. Take care.